Good morning. It's Adaska Academics and Wayno, and you're watching Everyday Struggle. What's good, my friends?
Good morning. What's up?
That was an opening. How was your weekend?
You, every time I speak in the morning, you look at me like you've never seen me before.
It's like we're over here laughing. We just on some other shit. Then the lights come on and it's like professional as fuck. What's up?
That's show business, academics.
Yeah.
I guess. Well, Aqua's super late this morning, so if we're late, it's his fault.
That's my driver.
There we go.
Blame that nigga.
What?
Drivers. Talk about drivers. I had an experience this weekend.
Here go rich man problem.
No,
All right,
no, listen.
carry on.
Wait. Was it the nigga you hired to drive the Maybach or the one?
I was in a motherfucking Lyft, right? I was in the Lyft. And the Lyft gets pulled over, right? By the police.
Really?
And they run his license.
Wait, don't snitch on him. Hold
Listen,
on.
no. Watch your mouth. And they run his license, and the nigga had a warrant. So I had to, because they locked him up, so I had to get out the car and get another Lyft.
Oh,
Why
that's
didn't you
amazing.
just drive the car home for the nigga?
Driving
Like,
the nigga car. I don't know this nigga.
Where were you going?
You know what they asked me? They asked me if I wanted to, they was like, yo, can we take your ID? I said, I don't know this nigga. I never met him a day in my life. I don't want my name attached to nothing he got going on. I don't know
you was
him.
Cody now, bro.
I'm not as fucking Cody. But that shit was wild, because look, the whole time I left, it's showing that I'm still in the car. He
So,
never
what's
closed
the
the ride.
protocol for that? Do you call Lyft?
I emailed Lyft and was like, I don't want to be charged for this shit or whatever. They called me and I was like, yeah, like.
Yo, how does that work though? Like again, I think just how the police treat a lot of shit is like just friends driving. Like you know who you get in the car with. Say like he had contraband on him, and they pull.
Oh, I ain't got
over.
shit to do with nobody. Nothing. I don't. No,
Wayno's
dog.
answer does
I got
not
nothing to
change
do
no
with that
matter
shit.
what happens.
Listen,
once the
I
cops show
never
up.
met this nigga.
Yo,
day in
Wayno,
my
who
life.
shit is this? Wayno?
Listen, they told me, they said, yeah, you know, we could put your ID. I said, don't put me in no reports. I never seen this nigga. a
Yo,
day.
witness.
Put me in no
I'm not
reports.
nobody witness. No, nothing. But that was an experience this weekend.
Wow,
For sure.
that's the first time. I wonder if that's something they would ever add to the app. You know, you select help and like the problem, my ride didn't
Yeah.
show up. Someone took my ride. That's some crazy shit.
Right.
Get your money back.
Listen, Wayno just told that long ass story just to say, avoid admitting that he was the only nigga in the pool at the Joe Budden pool party this weekend.
I wasn't in
This
the pool. I did a 10, but I wasn't in the pool.
All right.
What'd you do?
Nothing.
That's that money. I'm tired of y'all niggas, man. If somebody give me that face right there, yo, they making money moves on your ass.
Oh, man, y'all stupid.
All right, so we're going to start with the story that everybody saw coming, basically. So according to Yahoo News, a pastor in Ohio and then the man who runs his nonprofit, which promotes Trump's politics to black Americans. Sorry, tripping over my sentences early. I didn't even know that was like a thing. Anyway, so they say they were apparently the ones who got in contact with Rocky's manager and his lawyer to get Trump involved in getting him free. And they said, of course, the only requirement was for Rocky to publicly thank the White House once he was freed. They claim that Rocky's manager agreed to this. They say, quote, one of the problems that we have as a culture, and I'm talking about black Americans, is herd mentality. Right now, it's popular for those guys to bash President Trump. I'm just surprised Trump didn't tweet the shit himself.
Heard you. I knew this shit was gonna happen. Like, I knew this shit was gonna happen. Like, we did not see Rocky being attached to Donald Trump without something coming with that shit, yo. I knew it was like, yo, when he get out, I get him out, but when he get out, this motherfucker better put out a tweet, say my name in a song, do something.
Say my name in a song.
Nah, I mean, I knew it was gonna be some sort of stipulation to that shit. There's no way possible he could have, like, just breezed through this without Trump tweeting, putting dollar signs and ASAP and all of that. Like, he's trying to win that black vote for 2020.
Nah, this shit is wild. Like, I guess this gotta be one of the. Why do something if you're gonna ask like for something back in return?
That's politics. What do you mean?
No, but
That's
no,
all politics.
But usually that's within politics. Like you're doing something. If you're gonna support someone, you know that comes at a price.
Right.
But again, this is a citizen. You know, again, do I think it would be?
He's not a citizen. He's a rapper.
I think he's a citizen. Okay.
Come on.
It would if somebody helped get you out of jail, even if the nigga might
Citizen
low-key
and
be
celebrity,
racist.
though, not
just
the
saying
same
thank
thing.
you is kind of nice. You know what I mean? Like I do think.
all right,
I do.
all right.
So Rocky
wait.
should have thanked him publicly.
No,
you think?
I'm not saying on some public shit. The same way how Trump is tweeting and getting all this information, send a message back to him like, yo, good looks. That's it.
Send him a pair of
No,
Yeezys,
it was not
thank
saying
you.
nothing to him. It was, nigga, get on your Instagram and say.
Nah, that's again.
So all right, what you know what type of backlash? I mean, Rocky goes through all types of backlash for his political views, his views on what he thinks of race, all types of shit. You know what shit he'd have went through if he'd have thanked Trump publicly after all of that?
Bro, good looks. I'm happy for my freedom. Like, nah, it ain't
Good
well,
luck.
I will say though,
What?
like, it's people like this or whoever this person is that kind of came out with a statement, the person who is promoting Trump politics, the black American, they make people even the thought of giving Trump an ear, like it's impossible because like this person seems like they're racist, at least just from this comment, and Trump supporters, there's like there's some extremists that these motherfuckers are racist. They hate everybody but white people. And I think that's why, Trump is so isolated and doesn't get a lot of love within the black community. So people like this. No, really. No.
Okay.
Some of his supporters
Yeah.
are one of the reasons why
Absolutely.
don't want to.
You ain't seen what they was
And
telling
they
people
come out with shit like this. You feel me? And when, you just said he might as well just tweet this himself. Like, yeah, when his supporters say that, you look at him like, they're echoing the sentiment of how their leader is acting.
Wait on it, man. It's coming.
What, you think he's going to say his name in a song, for real?
No, I'm talking about Trump.
Okay.
Wait on it.
Yeah,
Trump
you're
gonna
right.
say
All
something.
right, this is probably the part of the
I'm gonna shout
rollout
him
plan.
a bit, though. I do think Rocky, just being a gentleman, is going to be like, yo, for whatever involvement Trump had, thank you.
Really?
Yeah, and I don't think it's a big deal, though.
Put
But
it
he
in
already
song,
did the
my
big
nigga.
thank you. No, it just
Listen,
seems
man,
kind
that
of
nigga was
late
locked
now.
down in Sweden jails. At first, we heard the nigga was eating cockroaches and goddamn spiders. Listen, you got freed, even though, why is this person taking credit? I thought it was Kim K and Kanye who knew
Plot
Trump,
twist.
who made, Trump care about this. Who knew it was some pastor in Ohio?
Some pastor in Ohio. Wait on it. Watch. Trump
Maybe
gonna
he's
say
just
some
clout
shit.
chasing. Maybe he really had nothing to do with this.
I don't know, yo. I just knew that this was coming. I knew it was gonna be something. Your little black ass better say thank you for that shit. I knew it was gonna be something.
I ain't gonna lie, he gonna have to perform
Stop it.
fucking problems or at least Goldie at Trump's next inauguration if he wins.
Stop. Don't even put that in the atmosphere.
Telling you,
We
Trump-
don't need that.
Trump
The
needs to
world
pay
doesn't
that.
need this idiot to win again. All right, man. So last week, Swae Lee released a song with Drake called Won't Be Late. These two didn't really like the song. They thought it was, if I'm quoting them correctly, I believe, fake Afrobeat song. So Joe Budden seemed to feel the same way, but of course, he could be a little harsh sometimes. He said it was too unoriginal. It sounded too similar to Unforgettable. It's not a good record. He said if there's two people that we don't want any more Afrobeats from, it's Swae Lee and Drake. So after the episode aired, Swae Lee tweeted, "Everybody has an opinion. Unfortunately, every opinion is incredible and some just don't hold any weight. Don't let someone's small-minded opinion influence yours." So Budden did respond on his podcast, basically saying he still likes Swae Lee, but he doesn't have to like every song he makes, which makes sense. He also said he's so sick of this era of sensitive artists. So the final installation was Swae Lee posting a video where he talks about all of his accomplishments, promotes his upcoming album, and told Budden to stop, shitting on his work.
Yo, Swae Lee could feel how he feel, but Joe not wrong. That song is not, when I thought of Swae Lee and Drake, that is not what I saw coming. And just to keep it all the way 100. And it's not taking nothing away from Swae Lee talent. He's still one of the most talented niggas, but that ain't it. Mm-hmm. And for him to say that his opinion, that Joe opinion don't matter, his opinion does matter.
It obviously matters, especially if you're responding to him.
Of course, you triggered, my nigga. Stop acting like it's not bothering you. And it's only bothering you because now you think you reflecting and seeing that song is not it. Mm. That song's not it.
I think, Swae and most artists, even Nicki, that's why Nicki confronts Joe, looks at someone who was a rapper, someone who put out music, and someone who's respected musically, their opinion different. I think the comments that Joe also added was that it seems like he's attempting to try to remake another record. And when Swae was even getting at, it's like, yo, nigga, you being a rapper and you understand how this shit is, not because you made a record that worked, right? Any other record that sound anything similar means you're trying to remake that record. You should understand how inspiration shit goes. I think, and again, I'm just going off the cuff of how he responded to Joe. They kind of clowned the song. It's kind of like
they called it a two-pack of shit.
And I think specifically one of the guys on the podcast said, "Yo, damn, you're kind of going so hard. You make me not want to like the record anymore." Now, influence is a big thing.
Absolutely.
It's one thing if I say an album ain't good. Now, if I clown the album to the point that you're like, do I really like this shit? I don't like it. Like, this nigga's acting like it's just the worst thing ever. Like Young Band's project. But Yeah, I can understand why Swae's feeling that way. He feels like Joe, who has a lot of influence, was kind of clowning the song so much that might make people say, nah, this shit is corny.
The thing is that everybody gets it from Joe. At some point, right? I feel like everybody gets it. I don't know. I feel like responding to it, you bring even more attention to it. I don't know if that helps the record, or does it?
If the song was fire though, then it wouldn't even be in question. That's the thing. Like if the song was fire, it wouldn't be in question. It's not a good song. Not for them two. Like for them two to make a song.
You're right.
I'm thinking that shit gonna be like
the bar was super high for them.
The Spider-Man shit, the Post Malone shit with Swae Lee is 20 times better than that fucking song. Like, so I'm thinking like, oh, you coming with Drake? Y'all about to, Drake just did this with Chris Brown, they got a drink. Y'all about to shut the summer down, the end of the summer, to go into the winter, the fall. Nah.
I agree. That's not my favorite song, but like, I understood, even though I'm not an artist, like, you know, what Swae Lee was talking about, like, he was just saying, I make thousands of songs. It felt like you were summing up my music career of the last couple of years.
Is that what the conversation actually was like, though? Because I
No.
only heard bits of
Well,
it.
they try to recap. They were like, hey, he hit that success with Unforgettable.
Right.
And then the next couple records, he's trying to get it again. He dropped a song which I loved. It's called Guatemala, as he liked to pronounce it.
Yeah, Guatemala's fire.
Yeah, he says he dropped that one. Then there was another one in between it. Then he drops this, and it was a 2-pack, as I like to call it, and another song called Sextasy. So again, I understand. Listen, it's all artists are sensitive.
Yeah.
All artists are sensitive.
Right.
And if you don't like some shit, you almost gotta like hit it with a disclaimer. Yo, I love everything else they did. Yo, this is the one thing that may not hit, and you can't be too harsh.
Yeah.
So I kind of understood, but it's the clowning I think got to him, yo.
Right.
Yeah, I mean.
Well, hopefully he's good though. I'm still looking forward to his project. I think he's one of the most talented still. I think he's a superstar. Like he makes amazing songs. So if this one wasn't it, we'll wait for the next one.
Let's see.
So of course Chance dropped his quote unquote debut album a few weeks ago. So last Friday he was on Ebro's show, Ebro in the Morning, to talk about the project, and then they also got into it. So basically Ebro released his 50 greatest rappers of all time list, and Chance wasn't on it. So here's what he had to say.
I would say no matter where you were as an artist or a fan of the music.
Did you put me on your list? I know you put out a
didn't
list.
make top 50 yet. Like, you don't want
You
to
didn't
do this
put me
right
on
now.
your top 50
no,
list?
No, absolutely not. You're not top 50 yet.
Nigga, what?
You're not. It's just not. It's not possible.
Top 50? I'm not
all
top
time?
50. Nigga, I'm top 5.
Oh,
Why are all rappers the same? And I'm definitely not 5. And I'm definitely not 5. But you're not 5 or you're 4. You're saying you're top 4. I'm just saying I'm not 5.
This is so much better than a rapper just tweeting angrily. Getting to talk it out in real life.
Yeah, I'm tired of these lists because like that one list sparked so much. I seen a top Atlanta list and Jeezy wasn't even 10. Jeezy wasn't even in the top 10. I couldn't believe it. Now I couldn't believe it, but why? I'm not gonna take no time to try to make it seem like Chance ain't this or Chance ain't that. Chance is a really good rapper, but he tweaking, talking about he top 5 all the time. He's tweaking. Definitely tweaking.
Chance is right. I agree with him.
Wow.
That he should be on this list or top 5?
No, I agree with him.
What?
On what?
He ain't top 5, he ain't top 4, not top 3, not top 2. Definitely ain't the first. Chance right now, and I'm watching him like, Chance, even when he said it, that's that false rapper bravado of I'm gonna say it because I'm supposed to believe it. And Chance just dropped the album. The nigga was tweeting almost suicide notes on Twitter, and not to make fun of that at all, but the nigga was actually looking like what people were saying about his album and it not being well received was affecting him. Now he's doing a little bit more press. Is that a result of the album not doing, maybe even numbers-wise, what people thought it would have done? Who knows? Maybe it's to kind of, warm everybody back up to him and what he raps about, because this was time that niggas knew what we were getting from Chance. The nigga's like a gospel choir rapper. You get me? And again, it's not no shade or nothing like that, but the content that he provided on this album was pretty much in line with what he provided in the past. So when I see him in interviews, I think, even that, I felt like he had to say that because he's like, y'all niggas is dismissing me. And I don't think he believed he top 5. I really don't think he believed he top 5. I think he just looked at how Ebro made that comment like he was an afterthought. Like, you're not in my top 50. You know what I mean? And of course, contemporary-wise, I do think Chance is one of the better rappers out now. So of course he's supposed to say that. But do I believe that he believes he's top 5? No. No. Is he on my top 50 list? Again, I've never wrote out top like 50 rappers like that. Like, no. But if I had to really just kind of think of it, I remember the last time we were having like a conversation where we had like rappers like, I think The Game and even Cam like 20 to like 35. He might not be on the top 50, but it's a lot of rappers. It's a lot of rappers.
He been rapping for 4 years. That puts it like, I don't know, niggas just feeling too much entitlement right now, I think. It's way too much entitlement. Top 50, like 50, it's a hip hop is what, a 40-year-old, like 45 years old, right? Hip hop is almost 50 years old. Top 50 in 4 years?
I think an easy requirement of like a top 50 list is kind of like you have one distinct classic album. And I know people like acid rap. I don't know if that's the one that throws him into that top 50 list. And then continuing after that, I don't think he has cemented the I am definitely top 50. And again, but it might depend on who you ask.
He's bugging.
You get me? Like, again, if you're talking to someone who's Ebro or someone maybe older, and their list is maybe more extensive, you know what I mean? Like, who gave some?
I don't believe he on a
maybe on Lil Durk list. Like Lil Durk gave a list and he had like Meek Mill #1. You feel me? So he might be on Lil Durk's list, but I would understand why he wouldn't be on Ebro's list.
I don't even think, is he? We gotta look at Lil Durk list, because I doubt he's on there in the top.
I gotta look on that list, man.
Yeah, as far, because if Lil Durk is making the list, he's talking about music that influenced him. While I do think he respects Chance the Rapper, I doubt that he feels his music influenced him.
What's Channel from 79?
Huh?
Problem. It's a little channel or whatever they call it. Channel,
yeah.
From 79.
He's definitely on some people's top 50 list.
Is he on yours?
I'm sure he is. We should all make a top 50 list.
I
But
ain't
how
got
long
time
would that
to- that's
really
too much.
take? Yeah, exactly.
That's too
Maybe
much.
year end for the Everyday Struggle Awards 2019.
I'm not doing no top 50. I'm not doing none of that.
Whatever. All of it is up to. What'd you say? Oh, Chance is on Durk's list, guys.
He is. What number is he?
It's not numbered.
What I will say though, the hard thing about making any of these lists is that, how do you put someone up from like the 2000s or post 2010 up against someone from the 90s?
See, this is the punch tweet I was trying to talk about when you're comparing different eras of MCs. When it was looking at me like I was crazy.
No, I know what you're talking about, but I disagree with Punch. Because I think what Punch was saying that, it's not like basketball necessarily, rapping.
Right.
Because Punch tweet was saying, as we go forward, MCs get better with time. Because if you go back to the 80s, niggas was making simple rhymes. And he's basically saying the lyricists or whoever of today, their rhyme schemes, their punchlines, their play with words, entendres are much more complicated than before. I just don't believe
You just
that.
think it's a time thing? Like since they've been around since the 90s, they have more work to show for it kind of thing?
Yeah, I
Okay.
do.
I think for most situations like this, you gotta judge a nigga based on their competition. If I'm judging I'm judging you based on your competition. For every era, I'm gonna judge you based on your competition. So for a Chance, I gotta judge him based on who he competes against. You know what I mean? For everybody else in this era, I gotta judge them on who they compete against. Cause it's different tiers of this game. There's a lot of great people, but you gotta compare them to who they're up against. That's the only thing with basketball I could compare it to.
I agree with that. But that's why it's hard to make a intergenerational list. Because, again, accomplishments are gonna go into it, catalogs are gonna go into it. It's not like a Hall of Fame thing where you need to be out of the league 5 years, then we just kind of rank what you've done, even if it's we're judging competition. Like, Chance really just released what he's calling his debut album. Like, nigga, how the fuck, your debut album, we're all flaming on Twitter, you're now top 50? Or top 5? Come on, Chance, stop it.
I mean, he's a really good rapper. I will say that. He's a really good rapper, but I don't know if I'll put him that high.
Some of us can't help but consider Acid Rap the debut album. But anyway, let's move on. We got more of these stories for you guys. So let's do big facts or BS. The first one from Blueface. I'm no longer a one-hit wonder. I'm a two-hit wonder now. Might just go top 10 again. Would we call him a two-hit wonder?
What's the record?
It's the Daddy record with Richard Kidd. No, Blueface, you're not a two-hit wonder yet. You need a top 40 record. Like, to me, making the Billboard charts, it's two things when we talk about hits. Again, this is numbers driven and shit like that when we're talking about songs that are really performing. It's top 40 where usually people know your shit, but it's also how long it stays on the chart. Yeah, these days the charts is bullshit. I keep telling you, every 3 months, Nicki drops a record and it stays on the charts for 3 weeks after it debuted at 20. Megatron, that shit is nowhere to be found. It's probably like 400 right now. It debuted at number 20, stayed on the charts for 4 weeks. Again, if you debut that high, usually you fall gracefully off, even if that was your peak. Some of these, like you could debut on the Billboard Hot 100 charts just off hype. You got a lot of Instagram followers. You built enough hype around the song. You're gonna debut on the charts. Will it stay? No. You get me? If it's not a real hit record, might not stay. Or maybe if your label's not doing what they need to do.
Some of Blueface other songs got on the charts, right?
Yeah, I don't think that was the second one to ever debut on the charts. That's what I'm saying.
But he had other songs that made it, right?
Yeah, but it just touched the charts. You get me?
I get what
But
you're
so you know, from when I saw in that screenshot, it said Daddy, which is his record. It says new, right? Either new or like a re-entry into the charts. Which what are we supposed to? It's the first week on the charts.
I mean, well, where did they debut at? Well, I think he just got to give himself some time. He got to give himself some time to see if it could go up.
Okay, yeah, the song only dropped in June, Roger
Yeah,
said.
I'm watching Blueface though because like I feel like
You made big bets on him.
yeah no I feel like he also knows his own mortality. I don't think he's that dumb.
You did that.
He knows his own mortality. That was deep.
No, for real. Yo, most artists, they don't know when their shit is drying up till it's done. That's facts.
Okay.
Like, they always
He's
think,
still having a good run. I think he's still having a good run.
but are the records performing? Like, by the way, he's gonna tour for the next, like, 8 months. So he's
Yeah.
straight. So he'll never even notice it. He'll never notice it because he's gonna tour on the record that was a hit. But is his record still performing on the charts? He just dropped an EP 2 weeks ago. And if none of them are charting, the highest one is this song, Daddy, other than the Tatiana record, which I don't even know where that's ranked right now. Like, is his music really performing like that?
I don't know.
You can see when someone's on an incline or someone's leveled out or declining. Look at him in terms compared to Lil T.
We should circle back. So since we're making predictions at the awards, right, a year later, we should circle back. So it's him, I believe, and Roddy Ricch, you said. He's still doing really well. So yeah, let's talk in a few months. See how things panned out.
I think it should speed that album up with the features and shit.
For
like
Blueface?
that. Yeah.
Okay.
Speed that up. Unless he has another organic hit that could appeal to a lot of people.
All right, we'll see. So we got one more big facts or BS. This one is from Murda Beats. Take a look.
I feel like the next superstar rapper is gonna be from the UK.
It could totally happen.
Real shit.
It's gonna be crazy, scary.
Like superstar, like a Drake level or something. It's definitely gonna be like a UK rapper.
I could see it.
They're so talented over there.
It's hard to directly say big facts or BS on this one, but there's a lot of talented rappers out of the UK. I know you've been sort of like listening more and more. What do you think? Who would you predict at least might be the next biggest superstar out of the UK?
I mean, I could easily say big facts and BS. I actually do think that the next, I won't say Drake level. That's a heavy weight to carry. But like one of the next regions to provide a superstar in the rap game, I do believe is UK. And I'm seeing like certain sounds like shit. New York right now, there's a particular facet of New York hip hop that is influenced by UK music. You get me? So it's kind of like when niggas first started doing dancehall and like African music, and then now we're just legit just bumping like Burna Boy and Davido and everybody else now, because you get to realize that shit just sounds more authentic.
What part of New York? What music you think is influenced? I think.
Well, first of all, Pop Smoke, Welcome to the Party. I feel like that's a Chicago style infused with the UK.
Well, I don't.
Chef G, I feel like that's almost like I've heard.
I think it's their voices more than the sound. Like
Also the beat.
Yeah, I mean the beat, but
When I listen to a lot of Chef G's music, I could type it on YouTube, 6 7 Boys type beat on YouTube. And by the way, that's a group in the UK, and the beats kind of sound like that. They knock like that.
I get what you're saying.
And I think when it was reintroduced over here by New York artists, and not only New York artists, some other artists fuck with those beats too. It's like refreshing, but they've been listening to like those type instrumentals and playing them in clubs in the UK. So that's what I'm saying. If we're fucking with the beats already, the biggest thing with like, us Americans is the fucking accent, right?
Yeah, that's the only thing I think is gonna be the game changer is if like, not joking on them, but like if people over here with accents, they don't be taking the shit seriously. Like like a lot of people try to joke on it and shit, like or try to make fun of it, but I think that like, depending on a project or one sort of record that comes across, a UK superstar could happen. Because they got a lot of talent over there. What's the kid named Dave?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's dope.
Yeah.
He's dope
I'll
as
bet on
shit.
Dave.
Yeah, he's dope. He's dope as
Bet on
shit.
Dave.
But that's what I'm saying. I think like, I don't know if it's gonna take a cosign or something like that for it to happen, but I think it's people, specifically in New York, like they just, the voice, like everybody tries to center the music around just the person's voice or how they speak, as opposed to really listening and tuning into the music.
I would place bets on Fredo as well. Skepta, I've always enjoyed his music. Steph London, which is a great
London.
intersection.
Stefflon Don. But I just feel like, I don't know what it is, but it's just, to me, it's just, I'm not seeing it translate. I thought it was gonna hit more over here, but I don't see it translating like I thought it would over here with Steph.
Well, to be honest, if you ask me though, the perfect mix is gonna be how Drake came from Toronto, where like accent-wise, at first, it's ambiguous. It's not like, okay, nigga, you from South London sounding like this. It's kind of like, how like I was about to call him Stringer Bell. God damn it, Idris Bell.
Idris Elba.
Idris Elba.
Right.
He could speak. And it sounds like an American tongue. Like he just speaks regular, and he doesn't have to. It's not blatant and clear.
I mean,
like
he was acting though. Like he was. Yeah.
But even that, like, listen how Drake talked when he first came out, and right now,
But when
the
he was
man's
rapping-
them and the tings
Talking
them and
or-
the telly
talking or
tings.
rapping?
But talking to rapping is there, because Drake, when he was rapping, I didn't think this nigga was from Canada. He wasn't. I didn't know what.
Even talking wise.
But
That nigga wasn't
nobody was hearing him talk when he first came out. I'm talking about
He never
2007, 2008.
In a few interviews or anytime he ever like really spoke, like he wasn't using Toronto slang like he is now. Because I think he kind of I think it was using Memphis slangs. You feel me? I think he like it's the assimilation. If a UK rapper comes over here and starts fucking with, I don't know, it could be New York, Chicago, even Atlanta or whatever, you know what I mean? So it's 21 Savage, he's from the UK too. Come on now, don't play. But
He's stupid.
if one of them come over and kind of assimilates a little bit, where they could kind of switch it up and slowly bring like the US into the UK like that, I think it'll work. It got to be somebody dope though. Dave is dope.
So it's a
Yeah.
big fact.
Psychodrama, I'm saying big facts.
Big facts. I go with big facts too. It can happen.
Why do you sound so reluctant to say,
'Cause
well, it can happen too?
I think it can happen. I don't
No,
know.
it
I'm 50-50
Yo,
on
because
these
I
type
think
of
New York
things.
rappers are open. I think someone like an A Boogie doing like a dope collab because he's like on that wave anyway. I know. I feel like his maybe like the fans in New York didn't love the international artists or whatever, but someone like him I think is
I love
gonna
that.
be
I love the album.
gonna be like key in helping that happen.
Hey, I will also say that I know you didn't say this, and maybe I should have said big BS, but really, maybe even before the UK, the next goddamn superstar is coming from Nigeria.
Okay, Burna Boy, and
Facts.
that's already.
No.
Okay.
I mean, like, household name,
Okay.
running the charts.
Okay.
Just like how Bad Bunny and them came from wherever they came from, running this
He
motherfucker.
said wherever they came from.
Them niggas just
All
comes
right.
out the blue.
It's like a Trump supporter said some shit like that.
I can't really dispute that. Let's see. All right, Ak, it's your turn. Time for some numbers.
Oh, shit.
Shit.
Favorite segment of the month, at least every Monday.
Petty.
Young Thug actually got a #1 album. Yo, I'm so glad Young Thug got a #1 album this time around. And I don't know if this is his first #1 album, but his album is so much fun. Debuts at #1, and by the way, it is his first #1 album. It sold 131,000 copies first week, which is his first number. This is what I'm gonna tell you why.
Go ahead.
It's the first time he's rolled out an album without antics. He made the music. Think about it. Every time he rolled out a project,
Almost not
puts on a
100%.
dress.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the snake and all
puts
that
on a
other
dress.
shit.
He does a lot because we've always thought of him as this eccentric, like different, weird. And sometimes it was the antics to promote it other than the music. Put the music out. We didn't really hear much other than really the album title. Of course, people were supporting it prior to the album came out. But the music spoke. And yes, he did do an interview. He said some stuff, and it's the most vocal he's ever been. But that didn't feel like a gimmick to me. Most of his other albums, like I actually enjoyed No, My Name Is Jeffrey. nigga came out in a dress though. You know, and
you
sometimes-
felt that took away. My thing is, I feel like he always gets into a random beef around the time when we should just be listening to the music.
Well, he in a
This
beef
time,
right
I
now.
know. This time is a little lighter, but that still happened. I never felt like the dress took. At least maybe for some people it did.
You know,
I'm speaking for.
Well, I felt like the rollout in terms of even with Slam Season 3, the casket through South by Southwest, all type of shit. Like, I never felt like the music spoke louder than the rollout. And I'm not saying that's why he never did numbers, but this time around, it's the first time I've seen him drop, and let's see what happens.
You wanna
know why?
It worked.
Maybe it's because of Cole.
Listen, you wanna know
Maybe.
why?
We're all skeptical about him being involved, but
It's because the nigga album is fire. That's why.
well, you know, his music has always been fire.
Nah,
Jeffrey's
this
a
shit
great
the
album.
To me,
Nah,
this
this
is
shit
best
hitting different.
This shit the best shit he's made, yo.
But
This
wait,
the
hold
best
on
shit.
now.
To me, this the best
That's
shit he made.
since
I
probably
don't
Slam
know.
Season 2.
Yeah, I'm saying he's definitely had great projects.
He's had great
so-
projects, but that shit
It definitely
fire.
felt like a bit cohesive though, and he had the big single, and like, yeah, he was like, he had shit together.
And also, you said the right thing. Like, if you look at the features are mainstream. I'm telling you, he's a feature, his cousin, his sister, his girlfriend. And again, I always looked at that as that, you know, the way how he makes music, it's dope that he'll stand beside them when he's putting out an album. But this time he kind of collab with the people you want him to collab with. Anyway, continuing with numbers, QC, the album that will never end. The second compilation, and by the way, salute to P and Coach K, two of the greatest black execs in the game. It sold 63,000 records first week, which shouldn't be that hard when you drop like 36 tracks on it.
I'm sorry, yo. I forgot this kid's name, yo. I started going into all the other songs that nobody don't.
Made it through.
Yeah.
It's the second half of the album, I told you.
Damn, yo. Can we bring up the track? Cause I just want to shout this brother out. He gotta. Go ahead.
While we find it, also my man C Breezy, he's holding on the charts, man. I know. Listen, Chris Brown getting a lot of flack, but he's still top 10. This week he sold 32,000 units. And Rick Ross Port of Miami in its second week sold 29,000 records. And honestly, I had to dig this one up my damn self. Listen, in the fourth week, Young Bands, he actually sold a whole 3 copies. So, you know, congratulations to him as well, you know.
You're
His
an asshole.
album is still being bumped in all the bodegas.
But did you see Grab a Glock, Duke Deuce featuring Tay Keith? The fat nigga that be dancing in front of the private jet?
Nah.
Track number 28.
Yo, nah, this shit is.
Number 28.
No, but I'm telling you, it's one of the best songs on
They
this
should have
shit.
just put it higher.
Wait.
I know, but this shit
Wait,
is
whose track is
fire.
it?
This kid named Duke Deuce. This nigga is.
Oh, Duke Deuce fire.
Yeah, he fire. Did you see the video though?
Nah, I ain't see the video.
All right, you gotta see the video.
Wait, they shooting videos of track 28?
Listen, he shot a video. It's him and a bunch of niggas, and they dancing in front of a private jet, and they got nuns in it and all types of shit.
For
And
real?
Listen, just watch
This
the
is
video.
waiting when he gets his jet.
If my track is track 28 on the album, I'm just doing an Instagram live.
No, listen, the song is fire and the video is fire. Grab a Glock.
I'm glad you said that though,
dope.
because you know, like,
Yeah.
listen, part of a compilation, especially when you run like a music conglomerate, like you see, ain't only to like just throw out the Lucy from Quavo and Offset.
Right.
It's like you want to throw these guys on there, but you got to give the big names to kind of get people. I'm glad you even check some of these dudes out, because I listen to some of them. I'm like, this shit hard. I wish they had put a bigger name as a feature that people give it some more attention.
But you know what's dope about it? Because it's like, all right, you listen to the joints, they got their own. It's like, I ain't gonna front, it's kind of like a double, a double project, right?
Yeah.
So you get to the second half and it's all the up and coming guys. Between that and Collision, his shit, them niggas going hard. They got some shit. There's gonna be a part 2 to this whole QC shit. They got some shit. They got some more stars coming.
Basically, QC ain't never gonna stop running shit, man.
No one would expect them to ever.
Oh man.
The Atlanta bad boy, Rockefeller. Whatever you gonna call him.
All right, we got a couple fan questions. 2 about Young Thug. One asking, since the album did so well, does this cement him in the top tier? And another one saying, hey, Everyday Struggle, me and my friends had a debate on who's the bigger artist, Chance or Thug. My friends say Chance because of his impact, but I definitely think it's Thug all the way. What do you guys think? Much love from South Carolina.
Ike, you can start this one off.
Who's the bigger artist, Chance or Thug? I'm gonna go with Thug, but I understand why people might think it's Chance. Like, even from a nigga being independent, it's really surprised me how much like so many things has been teed up for Chance, and I think that's the only reason why someone would think that Chance is a bigger rapper. Other than unless you're trying to use the argument that Chance, who still sold 100,000 records first week, he is independent, right? And Young Thug is on a label. other than that being your argument, of course, Young Thug, I feel like he's on the mainstream scene a lot longer than Chance. I felt he's been more impactful, and just not only within his career, a lot of artists who he influences. So that's what I'm giving. And also, I believe Thug's artistry is way above Chance. Chance, you
also
can rap
had a
good.
lot more work put out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chance, I think Chance definitely gets the way bigger looks. Like this nigga's doing Good Morning America. He got Doritos commercials, Kit Kat commercials, all types of shit. But I think that
Obama throwing his name on his summer playlist.
right, exactly. But Thug's influence is the most impactful thing. I mean, Thug, since he's come out and everybody was bashing him because they're like, who's this gay nigga? Like they tried to throw so many things on him. You know how many kids he got since he came out? Like all these niggas changing their hair color, they dreads, how they rapping, all of that comes from Thug. So I'll say that he's had more influence on hip hop today than Chance, but Chance is a big artist. I don't want to we talked about Chance a few times. I don't want to make this the Chance ain't shit show. You know what I mean? Like Chance is very dope and he's doing this thing.
And also when I hear bigger, pause.
Oh my God.
When I hear that, I also think about globally and in the world. You go, this nigga Wayno, man.
Because you just
The funniest joke. I had to say it in a
so
very eloquent way. I'm sorry. Anyway,
Whatever, go ahead.
you go to any or multiple places in the world, and you either see both individuals or you hear their name. What comes to mind? And I just feel like globally, Thug is a big artist.
Do you know that for a fact though, since you don't travel?
I do travel. I just don't travel to
Overseas?
the fucking mountains of Russia. What the fuck?
Yeah,
What the hell am I doing over there? You see they locking niggas up in Sweden?
Yeah, but I mean, you don't know that for a fact. Just saying.
I
find out sometimes when I travel, the artists that people ask me about all the time. So I wonder. I'm sure he has a big reach as well.
No,
Just asking.
Honestly, but even the people who, I have a platform which I put out information about artists. I see so many people in Europe, they love Thug. I've never seen the global people in Sweden.
It's the only country you know now in Europe, right?
No, I'd Italy be like, yo, what's up with Chance? No, man.
All right.
I'm pretty sure Chance got some fans.
Nah, I'm telling you, I think one of the reasons of that, I believe that Thug is so progressive that even though America's a pretty open space, or open place and you can do whatever the fuck you want to do, in a lot of other countries, some of the stuff that Thug does actually resonates and people are drawn to him because of that. So that's the only reason why I said globally he might be known a little bit more.
Okay. Thank you for the question. Also, yeah, Chance is still dope. He's still doing his thing, and I feel like he has a lot of years to go.
Yeah.
Looking forward to more projects, seeing how those go. Let's see, our next question. This one is kind of funny. We've all been here. Hey, Everyday Struggle. You guys make my week, and I appreciate the hard work. Thank you. We appreciate you. My question is, what should I do about my friend that wants to be a rapper, but is trash? I have a hard time telling him because I don't want to hurt his feelings, but he needs to stop. He's an amazing singer, though. Oh, how can I help shift his passion into singing? I need y'all. From Dan. That's nice, though. He's not completely shitting on him. He's trying to shift it.
Listen, you're not really his friend if you're not telling him he's trash. If he trash, tell your friend he's trash.
I hope your friend is not watching this right now, because if he knows your name on Twitter.
But you know what's crazy, though?
I told him on himself.
You say he probably talk about himself? When little kids, little kids are more honest with their friendships when you're a child.
You would just tell your friend shit up to his face?
Yeah, I would tell him if that shit ain't it.
With that face that you have on right now?
Listen, you know how many people don't want me to tell them about their shit because they don't know how they gonna deal with it? People be wanting to fight off that shit. If you ask me my opinion of your shit and it's not good, I'm gonna tell you if it's not good. But I'll also tell you what you need to work on. I'm not just gonna be like, yo, it's trash, don't ever chase your dreams. I'm gonna be like, yo, that shit is trash, but maybe if you stop focusing on that little bullshit you're doing there and shift what you did good out the verse over here, you could be something. And if you can't take that constructive criticism, you ain't my friend either. Fuck out of here.
I mean, the fact that he's a singer is dope. It's not like he has no talent, his friend.
You should always give constructive criticism. You should never be dick around your friends because you're friends. Now, again, if it's reposting something and that's your homie, yeah, you should support him, right? But if, say your friend is trash, a lot of things come into play. Of course, it's not just telling them, because everyone has to work on their craft and their art. Like, for example, if your homie's 35 and he's garbage and he's on SoundCloud putting out trash raps when he got 3 kids and 3 baby mamas, you should probably let him know this dream. No.
I was gonna say academics.
No,
have you ever given constructive criticism without using the word trash though?
I do it all the time. In terms of, I've told people that they should stop investing all their time and money and resources into chasing a dream though, because there is such thing as chasing a dream that you won't get at the expense of real life responsibilities.
Okay.
I think that's when you need to let them know. You get me? Now, if it's just like, if it's some 16-year-old kid and you're 16 and they just rapping and they just kind of starting out and they are garbage, you can tell them, yo, that shit ain't hot. That's cool. But it's a difference when you tell somebody, stop chasing your dreams. Because, like, that's a very powerful thing. You know, like, hey, I'm pretty sure when everybody's
Sometimes you need to wake up from them fucking dreams.
Well, it depends on how far you are in pursuing it. If you've been rapping for like 5 years and you're still doing them garbage ass raps, yeah, your homie should probably.
Somebody asked me if they should keep rapping just this weekend, and I said, yo, if that's your passion, like, you should always do it. Now, you got to figure out what fight you're trying to fight. Now, if you're trying to be the top nigga in the game and all that, and that's, like, kind of far from where your trajectory is, then leave that alone. But if that's what you love to do, then you should do what you love to do, whether anybody thinks it's trash or not.
Yo,
that don't mean I'm not going to call it trash. I'm just saying.
In a personal story type of way, there is someone who I know who he's about 32 maybe.
Was it the person you were just talking about?
No.
Now you're changing the age?
He's not a rapper.
Okay.
He's not a rapper. But he was chasing the dream of becoming a pro athlete. He got kids now. He got multiple kids. You know, like you can't neglect responsibilities to chase a dream at that point. Also, you're probably too old, man.
I was gonna say, for an athlete, isn't there more of an age,
what is he trying to do?
cap
Play
on that?
basketball?
I'm trying to be a football player.
Oh yeah.
And at certain point, it was like, yo, you can't, like, the little money y'all make, instead of taking care of responsibilities, then just like mentally like say, oh, justify by saying, oh, I'm chasing my dreams. You have to wake up. So, you know, people around him have to let him know that, hey, bro, it's most likely not gonna happen, or if it's gonna happen, it can be at the expense of the other things.
Some dreams are really nightmares. Niggas are just too
God.
blind to see it.
Ain't no way telling nobody to quit aging.
I feel blessed that you guys have never shit on my dreams so loudly. My God.
You've accomplished a lot.
Thank you. Thanks, Swae. All right, so Dan.
If you're delusional, we have to.
Oh, I appreciate that. That's a real friend. Dan, thank you for this question. So basically, sit your boy down, tell him that you really love him. He's rapping his eye.
Tell him you love him. Fuck. Soap opera?
Tell him you love and support him, but he's just a much better singer. Tell him he can make a lot more money singing anyway.
Don't listen to how the desk is sitting. Be like, yo, sit your homie. Don't even sit him down. Pull up on him, man.
Singers ain't getting paid to go to strip club, 50
Just say,
bands
I
a
fuck
night.
with you, bruh. And because I fuck with you, I have to tell you, you're trash. Okay? But you
Don't
can
do
work on
that.
these things.
Don't do that.
Now,
Don't use the word trash.
If he's over 35, tell him to quit. If he's over 35, because he might be wasting time and wasting money that could go towards his family or helping other people out. That's responsibilities. That's the
Niggas
thing.
know better than that.
I would say you focus less on the things he's trash at and focus more on the things he's good at. Just keep talking about how he's a great singer. Tell him you should just do that. Just don't use the word trash, please, or else this was all in vain.
Hold on, another story. I did have a reality.
We have to go, academics.
I did have a reality conversation. I had a
With who?
reality conversation with someone who he works a regular job. He makes around like $400, $500 a week, right? It's kind of still a kid, but he was spending all his money, and he would book studio sessions. He lives in the New York area, really. Could be expensive, but I could tell he ain't taking this shit serious. And I'm like, nigga, you might as well just use your money to buy Jordans and shit like that, because like you're wasting studio time. You're not being productive. You know, you're not working on your craft. You're thinking that you're just because you were getting in the studio means you're doing something and you're on the path to be a rapper. So I told him, I said, if you're not gonna put in the dedication, I told him the story of how I had to put in time and effort to try to accomplish my dreams. If you're not doing the same, quit, nigga.
On the next episode of Dragon Ball Z, academics will tell you all about this, but we have to go to get the episode on time, academics.
Yo, tune in.
Fuck this
One day,
nigga,
Ak and I are going to sit
Let's
down
go.
for his 2020 Oprah Katie Couric, the life interview 20 years from now? 20 years from now. look back on this episode. See you guys tomorrow on Everyday Struggle.
And they ain't gonna diss everything. Y'all gonna be mad. Y'all gonna be mad. Look at y'all. And that fuck nigga Wayno.